Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start unplugging coil packs and injectors. Just simply pushing the button and pull them off. Push the button in and pull them off. Push the button and pull it off. Push the button and pull it off. You can make a song about it if you want. Alright, make your time go by a little faster, maybe. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that means 4 injectors and 4 coil packs. 4 plus 4 is 8. Alright, so that's that. Let's go ahead and get the other side done too, because let's get it done in bulk. So let's go ahead and remove that tube. Let's go ahead and remove the air tube from it, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Injectors and coil packs. Alright, this is real time, y'all. Okay, loosen that up. Loosen that up. Take these hoses off. Hoses off. Pull it off. Be gentle. Take this tube off right here. Alright, you got it off. So we'll go ahead and set that up here. And again, you already know what I'm doing now, right? Alright, we're unplugging injectors and coils. You should be doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Hopefully, even faster. All right, done. Okay. All right. So let me get a magnet tray now. Let's get a magnet tray so we can keep all our bolts. Oh, there's one right here. Magnet tray. Magnet tray. We're not going to put it there. We're going to put it on the wiper. It's stuck on the wiper now. All right. Found 2 bolts right there. Alright, right now, before I start unplugging stuff, like connectors, throttle, the throttle position sensor and all that, I'm going to start removing what I can around the throttle body. So, here's one. You take a bolt out, you throw it in the magnet, okay? And here's one over here. I'm going to leave one in there because I still got to break that nut loose on the EGR, and I want something to hold it. So I think I'm just going to leave 2 of them in there until I get that broke loose. Alright, we're still working on the throttle body removal. So right there is your vacuum hose from your brake booster. You just simply pull it off, okay? It doesn't unscrew or anything, just pull it off. You heard the vacuum. And on this tube, you'll find a 10mm on a bracket. See, this thing won't move until you take that 10mm bolt off. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, because we're going to need that thing to move around a little bit. Alright, so now I got it loose, right? So I can leave it just like it is. I don't have to take it off the intake manifold. I just leave it on there, okay? I'm going to try to take everything out in bulk. Alright, if I don't have to take it off, we're not taking it off. Is the goal. Okay? So I'm going to come around here and I'm going to break the I'm going to break the EGR bolt. Get it loose. And that's that bolt right there. Right right there, y'all. It's on that big tube. Right, that big nut right there. I'm taking that off. It's part of the EGR. Take that off. Or take these two off right here. But I'm going to try for that one. Alright, what I did is I simply just took out the two bolts on the EGR. Those two 10mm bolts. And now you can move it around so you can get this throttle body section out. Alright, so two more bolts back here and we should be able to move this a little bit. Alright, let's see what we got. Got another bolt to take out. There's like 5 of them on the throttle body. 5 bolts. There was one that was kind of hiding on me. Now you can move it around a little bit. And it's your choice how you want to take it off. You got things coming in from this side and you got things coming in from this side. So you pick a side, which side is easier for you to take off. I'm going to choose to take this side off. So I'm going to start unplugging idle air control valve, throttle position sensor, this main vacuum lead right there with the 3 hoses on it. Okay, let's see what else I got to take off. Okay, take off the PCV valve on the passenger side. Okay, what else? What else? I'm not going to get this one. Taking that tube completely off of there. You know what? You can take this line off on the bottom. It's part of your cooling temperature sensor. I'll get you over there. But you lift it up and you got all these connectors disconnected. You can lift it up. There's that vacuum line that plugs in to there. All right, and you got this hose on the very bottom. Where you at, hose? There it is, right there. That hose right there. You take that off, and that's connected to this right here. This hose right here by the thermostat. Okay, so I'm gonna take that off. Next, I'm just going to take it off from the thermostat side. Pull that water hose off of there. Ah, look at that. I got a little leakage there. Alright, it'll be short-lived. I can deal with that. Now, let's see if we can get this. I'm going to unplug the vacuum line from the EGR. I'm going to unplug that. I don't want to break nothing. Alright? Alright, what else I got to take off over here? This vacuum line is kind of in the way. I'm going to take this PCV valve off too, I think. No, I just get it out of the way. I just get it out of the way. Okay. What else is holding you, man? This cable is kind of like in the way. So 10mm bolt right there. I'm gonna go ahead and zip that off real quick. Alright. Alright. I'm going to totally disconnect it too. I'm going to take the cables off the throttle. Throttle cables off. That one looks like it snaps out. That's good. I'm not worried about the spring, or am I? Yes, take the spring out of the hole. Alright. It looks pretty good, but still. I want it completely out of the way. I'm going to take this hose off in the back as well. I just want it out of the way. It's just a hose. So I'm going to pull that hose off too. It's a little small hose. Twist and turn, y'all. Twist and turn. Alright. Now, there's another hose right here. I don't think I'm going to worry about that hose. Just going to let it go like that. Got some cables that are kind of in the way that I really want out of the way. But it's okay. I'm just going to tuck it away. We're going to disconnect the fuel pressure regulator vacuum hose off of it. Again, if things are tight, just twist and pull them off. Okay. I'm gonna pull this, disconnect this side over here too. Just so I can get it out of the way. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Alright, took that out of the way. Alright, so now we're going to take the alternator bracket off of there. Okay? The alternator bracket. It's going to be this bracket right here with these 10 millimeters on it. Take that out of the way because you're going to need it off to get there, and you may even have to take off the alternator. I forget. It's going to be close though. Taking the alternator off is not that big of a deal anyways. You know, you take the loosen up the tensioner, take the bolt off, and there's 2 more bolts on the bottom of this one, and the alternator comes right out. I'm probably going to take the alternator off. Not a big deal. Alright, now that we're about ready to start messing with the battery connections on the alternator, at this time we're going to disconnect the battery. Okay? And that thing is like rusted on there. I can probably pull this cable off without even loosening it. Yeah. And I can pull it off. So, alright, got it disconnected. So we're not going to be shocking stuff and making sparks and stuff, alright? Alright, good. So I'm going to take off the serpentine belt and remove the alternator is the next step. Alright guys, on this step, I need you to go to the parts store, or unless you have one in your box, and you're going to get one of these, they rent these. It's going to be to remove the tensioner, get the belt off of there. You just simply snap it on. Alright. This size is a 3/8. This size is a 1/2 inch. Okay. You can just simply put that on there. And because there's no room to get that off with a wrench. Okay. So you're going to need one of these. So get you one of these. And we're going to remove the belt simply by putting it down up in here like that, down up in here. Yeah, you heard me say that. You push that, pull towards the driver's side and release the belt. And that's a wrap. You can leave that on there if you want. I'm not going to. I'm taking it off. Get it later. And now we can take these 10 millimeter bolts off the alternator and get the alternator out of the way. Everything is disconnected. So 2 10 millimeter bolts on the bottom of the alternator, and it'll come right out of the... All right, little added note. You do not have to remove those two alternator bolts. You simply just got to loosen them up and the alternator will come off. These bolts will come right off like that. So just loosen them up and also pull the alternator off. Right, the next step is to remove the fuel rail. There's a clip on it right there. You pop that clip off. All right, and then you're going to have to go get some special tools, and they're going to look like this. All right, and you stick it in the hole back behind here, or in front of here. I'm sorry, in front of here like that. You push in. You go in with it. You unlock the tabs, and that one's too big. That one looks like it's too small. Anyways, you push it in there and then it releases it and you can pull that fuel line right off of there. You're going to have to get that removed. All right. Well, it looks like we're making some progress. So that. Oh. Water's coming out of the intake manifold. You might want to think about draining the intake manifold first. You got all the bolts loose and it just started leaking water out of the back. Alright, so I got all these bolts loose right here. This one, these two right here, and all the ones in the plastic, okay? Like this one, and this one, and this one over here. I'm gonna get a magnet. And there's also one in the back. The one in the back over here. This one, and this one. Okay, take that hose off, stick it to the side, and that is all of our bolts. Let me get this one out too. Okay, it's all of our bolts. So now you should have some wiggle room. Okay, so let me put the camera down. I usually take out my coil packs, and I'm probably going to end up doing that, but I just wanted to see if I could pull it out without taking those out. So I'm pretty sure I got to take them off. I had to do that in the past, but I've never tried it, so I'm trying it today. Let's see. I'll keep you on video. Let me take these bolts out right here. Long bolt and short bolt. Put those over there. Now, the coil packs are grabbing onto the spark plugs. So, not a big deal. Let's pull out coil packs, and then we'll be able to get it out of there. All right, 7mm on a drill gun. It's gonna be your fastest way you're gonna be able to do it. You know. All right, I just pretended, but that's how fast it was. So, all right, so we can pull coil packs out now. And that one came apart. They're all coming apart. The boots are stuck in there. Now twist them and pull them out. Yeah, they're all coming apart. Not a big deal. Alright, let's pull them all out of there and I'll be back. Alright, and if your boots remain inside, get you some needle nose pliers and gently twist and pull out. Alright, try not to break the boot. If not, you're going to have to buy some boots, okay? It's going to make a difference. You'll have a misfire if you break a boot. Okay? Your car will miss if you break a boot. And I'm probably going to break a boot. This one is tight. Okay, that came out okay. And one more to go. I'm going to twist it all the way around. I felt it, and it popped loose. Oh! The spring just flew down there somewhere. I got another spring in the garage. I am not searching for that spring unless it hit the ground, and it didn't. So I got another coil pack in the back. I'll just put that spring on that. Not a big deal. All right, let's get the other side done. All right, guys, we ended up getting all the plugs and all the boots out of there without any damage. Now let's lift up on this and see if we got any room, any more room. And yeah, it looks like it's trying to come out now. So we get it past the EGR. There's a hose back, there's a wiring harness back in the back that's holding it. So I'll cut that off of the bracket back there. And it should come off. So, let me get my handy dandy knife. And I'll just cut that tape away. Don't need you anymore, buddy. There's another connector back here too. There's two of them. All right, let's see if it'll come out now. This EGR tube. Okay, make sure you got all the coil packs and all the injectors unplugged, like I didn't. I had one connected. And disconnect this ground cable on the back of the intake manifold. It plugged in right there. All right. That's all drilled up. All right. Try to clean up a little bit in here. I just talked to him. He wants me to go ahead and do a coolant flush on him. He wants me to go ahead and do a coolant flush on him as well. So, man, we got to clean all this nastiness off of here. It's never been off of the vehicle. So this is the first time this intake manifold has been off. Let me give you a good view of the nastiness. Okay, we're going to take these old gaskets out. All right, and we're going to clean up all that blackness. I'll clean it up here in a minute, and I'll do that off camera. This side as well. Okay, so now we can clean up and we can start reassembly. After we inspect the intake manifold, make sure it's not cracking. It was leaking on this side over here. So let's just flip it, look for cracks. And I don't see anything right now. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. We'll look in a little bit. All right, guys, so let me clean this up, man. We'll put the new gaskets on there and we'll start reassembly. Well, that might be it. Just install in reverse order. If I don't continue this video, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys, let's take a look at this manifold. Now, I'm going to replace the manifold. When you flip it over, you're going to look all around the edges. And these are the ones that usually come apart. You guys see all that? So I'm replacing the rubbers. That's the rubber coming out, and it's broken plastic pieces right there. This side as well. This is the side that was leaking. No, this is the side that was leaking. So that one was definitely on its way leaking. That one is the leaker. Not the leaker yet, but it was getting ready to happen. So I'm getting a whole nother manifold. If you go to the parts store, they'll probably charge you almost $300 for the entire manifold. My customer chose to get it online, which I recommended. Just go ahead and get it online because you can save yourself $100, maybe more. So that's what we're going to do. And the part will be here in 3 days. He saves $100, man. Everyone's a winner. So that's how we're going to do that job. New manifold. And right now I'm going to start getting it prepped. So when the manifold gets here, I can go ahead and get it done. So I'm going to stuff paper. You don't want nothing to fall in these holes. Okay? You don't want nothing to fall into the intake. That would be not good at all. Alright, so stuff something in there. Blow this stuff out. Spray it off with some carb cleaner or something like that. And get it nice and pretty. So you'll be ready when the new manifold comes in. And that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. If you want to see part 2, like or subscribe, and I'll make sure that we get the reassembly online. All right, y'all. I'm out. Hayes Mobile Auto Repair, Jackson, Mississippi. Peace. All right, I know you guys missed the fuel line disassembly. So what I got here is I got this tool. Okay, it goes in the set. I don't know where I put the set now. Well, anyways, you can buy a set of these, all different sizes at the parts store. And if you look inside the fuel line, you'll see that spring inside that groove, right? So simply how this works is you snap it over, you put it over there, and then that section goes inside of the hose, and then you press in on it, and that releases that spring. So you're going to push in, and that releases it, and you can pull the hose right off. Not a big deal. Quick disconnect. Fuel line, quick disconnect tool. All right, let's try to blow some of this big stuff off of there. That's nasty. All right, get some spray. Spray it down real good. You let it sit for a minute. Ah, damn it! Splashed on me. Wear safety glasses. All right, whole can. Whole can. Toasted. Missed. All right. All right, guys, and this is what it looks like when you clean it all up. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw a rag over both of these because you don't want anything to drop in them holes. And what I do before I reinstall is you go ahead and get a magnet, even though if you did, even if you pretty sure you didn't drop nothing in those holes, just get a magnet and stick it up in here, and the intake valves are right there. That's what would be destroyed if you drop something in there. The valves would be destroyed. Oh, you're going to hear it too. It's going to be loud. So stick a magnet in every one of them holes, move them around a little bit. Make sure there's nothing in there. Get a flashlight, look down in the hole, and make sure you're clear before you put that new intake manifold on it, okay? I've seen it happen before. Mechanics get it together, and then it starts to boom, bunch of noise, like you got a knock in the motor, and that's what it's going to sound like. All right, so let's try to get part 2 together in a few days, and then I'll post that. Like and subscribe. Peace. I'm out.